Hey, how's it going, guys? MrBossFTW here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be talking about some new information that looks like it could reveal the most likely next update in Grand Theft Auto Online. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. This isn't something that's coming straight from Rockstar. This is coming from one of the more reputable members of the GTA community and also a staff member on the GTA forums, Mach1 Bud. It's also pretty cryptic. You guys know how I feel about, cryptic style information. So if you have any questions, I'm not the one to ask, as this is all coming from him. So feel free to ask him. But this started basically a couple days ago when he responded to a question that was, so now we have 4 cars, I believe. Sounds good, I guess. Hopefully we'll get a hint to what any future DLC is next month. And Mach 1's response to that was, it is hidden in plain sight. And that sent everyone pretty crazy as they were trying to scramble what obvious clue or hint they missed regarding the next update. Now, a follow-up to that, he responded to a couple different questions. This was a thread people were talking in. Someone made a post that suggested we would be getting an Alien update, and they were talking about the movie Contact. Mach 1 responded by saying there is like 100% chance they weren't talking about the movie Contact. Also, you already have some unofficial, in quotes, contact about the next update. You just don't know it yet. So once again, Mach 1 referring to the fact that we had seen what the next update was going to be. We just didn't realize it yet. He followed up with that by saying, I will just straight up tell you it's not an Alien update. So for those of us that were interested in Rockstar maybe expanding on the lore of the Mount Chiliad mystery or the alien UFO crash site that came with gun running, it doesn't seem like that is going to be the case, as it is not going to be an Alien update. Now, moving on, when I'm making this video just 15 hours ago, someone else said, forgive me, folks, if I'm missing something glaringly obvious here. And Mach 1 responded by saying, you are indeed. And then the biggest thing of them all, he followed up with one of the most cryptic clues. The user he was just talking to said, dude, you're killing me. And he asked him to direct message him with a clue, as he's having a bit of a senior moment here. And he responded with the number, or hashtag, 71841. And a lot of people started freaking out, trying to figure out what this number meant. Now, eventually, people were able to figure out that this was actually a recent post on the GTA forum site, and that's what that number referred to, hashtag 71841. So people started scrambling to this post. However, it wasn't anything significant. In fact, the only thing it talked about was the tunables being updated from a long time ago, which obviously wouldn't have anything to do with the next DLC. So a lot of people were wondering, well, was Mach 1 wrong? What was he talking about? Was he trolling this entire time? Well, then it turns out we got some plausible information. So Mach 1 has said in the past that the drip feed will last longer than expected, but the next update will come sooner than expected. And now he's provided a hint as to what the next update will be, as it's hidden in plain sight. And he says the leaks are hidden in plain sight. That is what I'm referring to. And the number was indeed a post number, but I forgot they are different for me because I see all the hidden posts as well. Chasing that number will lead you nowhere. So that's the reason I mentioned he was a GTA forum staff member earlier, because he can see hidden posts that other people cannot. So his numbers are off. And this had a lot of people now upset, as now the number could have been anything, and now they would have just been on a giant scavenger hunt for absolutely nothing. Now, one of the other staff members, Red Dagger, actually responded to this by saying, oh, you cheeky little bugger. He's another staff member. He can see the exact post that people are talking about. Now, once he responded, a lot of people started getting upset at this. They did not like the cryptic nature that was going on here. A lot of people share sort of the same thing as me. Like, if you have something, say it. If you don't, keep it to yourself. I really don't like being led on various scavenger hunts, but regardless, a lot of people started to get upset. And then Red Dagger stepped in, leading us to the post that everyone was talking about, which actually is a post from Mach 1 Bud on April 22nd, 2017. And this was before, obviously, gun running came out. It was when we had very little information on it. Their post was, I hope gun running comes with more off-road vehicles. It sounds plausible in my opinion. And he said, I also think that it is plausible. To be honest, I get a real Smuggler's Run vibe from the Newswire post. Okay, so that right there apparently is our hint as to what the next update is going to be, the most likely next update. It's going to be apparently a Smuggler's Run style update. Now, if you don't know what Smuggler's Run is, well, ironically enough, it's actually a video game that was developed by by Rockstar San Diego and was published by Rockstar Games for the PlayStation 2 on October 22nd, 2000. So to give you guys a quick summary of what this game is about, in the game you play as a smuggler who has a number of different vehicles at his disposal, including dune buggies, rally cars, and military vehicles. We'll talk about those vehicles a little bit later. So the vehicles are used to smuggle assorted cargo through 3 different large open levels. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, you're new to a local smuggling gang, and your job is to smuggle cargo through 3 consecutive levels: forest, desert, and snow, with about 10 missions per level. And nearly all missions you must evade the US Border Patrol, the CIA, and rival smuggling games. This is basically the career mode of the game, and there's 34 total missions to complete this mode. Now, there's also another mode called Turf War, in which you can play 3 different minigames, 2 of which involve smuggling cargo while fighting against a rival gang, and the final minigame is a race through a popular spot through a level of your choice. And then the final one is joyriding, and in joyriding mode, it's basically a free roam mode where you can explore the level of your choice without having to evade the border patrol. This is a good way to become familiar with the levels and find a quick way throughout the levels during the smuggler's mission. So that sounds pretty similar to not only what we're able to do in Grand Theft Auto 5 and GTA Online, but it also sounds similar to what Rockstar has implemented in the CEO Bikers sort of updates, where you have to fighting off, the cops in the game, rival gangs, you have to smuggle stuff. But anyways, let's go back to the vehicles now and let's talk about those, because I'm sure you guys are probably interested as to what they are. So I'll leave a link to the website I'm using in the description. It is the Internet Game Cars database. So this is for Smuggler's Run, which once again came out in 2000. So there's actually only a handful of vehicles here. There's 10 in total. You can see this one on the left is a military vehicle, which is kind of cool. They're calling it an AM General Humvee. The next one is a Dodge Ram, but although the one right next to it's a Dodge Ram too, but it looks like the camper van that we already have in GTA 5. The one after that is a modified dune buggy that actually looks pretty cool. We know Rockstar love themselves some dune buggies. We have the dune buggy, the space docker, the ramp buggy, and the weaponized dune buggy. They've made so many variations of that. After that, you have the Ford F-150. We have tons of big pickup trucks like that into the game. The one to the right of that, the trophy truck, we actually got that in Cunning Stunts. So we can see how this game maybe influenced some of the vehicles Rockstar wanted to add. After that, there's a Honda Civic, an International Harvester Fleetster, which looks to be a pretty big military-style truck with maybe cargo storage in the back. You've then got the Mitsubishi Montero, which is an SUV that looks really similar to the armored van that we already have in the game. I can't remember the exact name, but I know it came with the Finance and Felony update, so it looks similar to that. And then you've got the Smuggler rally car, which is actually kind of cool. Now, I have no idea what that is in real life. And I do apologize for these photos being so small, but it was a game that came out in 2000 and on the PS2. So there isn't a whole lot of information on these vehicles out there. And Rockstar ended up creating a second one of these games as well. They created Smuggler's Run 2, which actually came out just 1 year later. So it was released on the PlayStation 2 in 2001. It was a sequel to Smuggler's Run. And like the first game, the player is a smuggler trying to deliver illegal cargo to destinations within 3 large maps, using the game's different vehicles to make deliveries in a given amount of time. So the gameplay was very similar to the original game. The overall objective in most missions is to deliver illegal contraband from a pickup to a drop-off in a given amount of time. The player would also have to avoid local army and border patrol during these missions, and now players would have to follow vehicles without being seen, destroying enemy vehicles and evading the police after all other objectives are finished. The player will be given a number of vehicles to choose from. So let's talk about the vehicles in Smuggler's Run 2, because that might be of interest as well. So in this one, we're actually getting 17 vehicles, which is actually quite cool. The first one on the left is another dune buggy. This one is a super buggy. So honestly, if this is the next update, it wouldn't surprise me if Rockstar did another modified version of a buggy. To the right of that, we have the Baja truck, which there's actually a modification to the Karen Rebel that kind of turns it into that already. We have 2 versions of the 1994 Ford Ranger, which are side by side. We also have 3 versions of International Harvester Fleetsters. As you can see the differences in them right there. Those look like big military convoy trucks. After that, we have the Jeep Wrangler, which is the D5 Hondo. Again, that one looks pretty cool, sort of similar, like something out of Jurassic Park. Looks like there's just a regular tank. An ATV Monster. That would be cool if we got an upgraded ATV. It looks like there's a Grenader, which kind of looks like a weaponized Wastelander. That's kind of cool. You have the Cavo Stav, which is pretty cool as well. It kind of looks like a monster truck mixed with a half-track, which is kind of unique. Another Mitsubishi Montero, the Sahara Special. This looks similar to the Night Shark we just got. The Mitsubishi Fuso Center. Not exactly sure what that is. Another Schessler, a Special Day Monday. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I would imagine that's more of a sports car, rally car. The Suzuki Samurai, which looks to be another smaller car. And then the Toyota Crown Comfort, which looks to be another regular vehicle as well. So those are all the vehicles from Smuggler's Run 2. So now that we know all that information, let's talk about what this could mean for Grand Theft Auto Online. Well, honestly, Smuggler's Run just really sounds similar to what we already have in gun running. So to me, the only logical thing I could see here is that the next update is going to be either a gun running part 2, literally, or it's going to be an expansion of the bunker system that we have right now that's going to involve smuggling. And this would not be a surprise at all, given Rockstar's previous updates. I mean, if you think about it, Import-Export was just a giant expansion to the Finance and Felony DLC. And who knows, maybe this smugglers thing will actually be more closely related to the biker stuff, because the biker stuff is specifically dealing with illegal contraband like weed, methamphetamines, stuff like that. So to me, that would make the most sense if they did a bikers expansion that maybe featured more off-road, muscle vehicles, stuff that you saw in the vehicle list that I mentioned a little bit earlier. So that right there is pretty interesting. Now, would this completely shock me if this was the next update to a T? Absolutely not. Would I be a little bit disappointed? Yes, because I feel like there's a lot of other really good themes that Rockstar could explore, yet they keep going back to the same well over and over again. The smuggling or taking an item from point A to point B in a certain amount of time and generating money. I wish they would do something a little bit different, but it honestly does indeed look like the next update is going to be some sort of variation of either the bunker stuff or the biker stuff. To me, it seems like what they're going to do is combine them together, because I know Rockstar is probably going to want to utilize the new research function that's just a major cash grab, and they're probably going to want to make it more in line with the biker stuff because of all the illegal drugs and stuff like that. They would probably go along better with a Smuggler's Run style update. Again, if we get any more information, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated, but for now, it is Friday, July 28th when I'm making this video, close to the middle of the day, and that is everything we know so far regarding what looks like is going to be most likely the next update in Grand Theft Auto Online. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there on what you think of this update. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you wish Rockstar did something else? Are you excited if this is what it's going to be? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more down there. If you did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.